Now I'm just going to go through two possible scenarios for filtering a very basic pond such as this one. So let's imagine that this is a bottom pond and then that's a top pond, and the plan is for the water to filter from this one into that one, then go through a spillway and return back to the bottom again. So I'm going to start with, let's say, the ultimate option. Let's say in the bottom of the pond we had something like an Aquarel PFN fountain pump. It's going to produce a nice little water fountain which is going to aerate the water and so forth. Then off the side of this we're going to put a tap which is going to run a flexible pipe. Now this area here I'd be likely to get some nice big live or fake plants to sort of mask this particular area. You can also get nice live or fake plants to droop over here, so you sort of don't see the line. You're just seeing a nice little water feature. You're sort of sealing the line, and the water's going to pick up from here. It's going to go to here. Now in this back area I'm going to hide either by burying it into the gravel or hiding it next to the pond. I'm going to put a external canister filter. So I'm going to put it here just for the sake of being able to see it. But what I'd be looking at doing is hiding it next to, or even burying this in the ground so you're only seeing the top to conceal it. If you did something like a Clar Pressure 8000 UV Aquarel external filter, then the water's going to take out of the bottom pond. It's going to go through here, it's going to go through the UV sterilizer, through the biological and mechanical media, then it's going to just return back into the pond again, sort of like that. So what you're going to see, that's concealed, that's sort of concealed. You've got a nice water feature here, aerating the water. The water's taking out of there, getting filtered, getting released into here, where the water's going to turbulate. The water's then going to go down through here into the main area again. You'd be able to easily stock fish in the top and bottom pond. You'd be trying to maximize surface agitation here. If you needed to, you could add a second fountain here, and that way you've got this little operation. Now the second option, so let's pretend that half is for option A. Then option B is you can get a gravel tub filter, or even just a standard mechanical pre-filter, which can go into the pond itself. We then connect that to the fountain, so you've got the same thing as this, which is aerating the water. Then off the side of this you've also got a pipe that runs around and returns water back in exactly the same. So what's happening with this one is the water's getting sucked in through the gravel bed filter or sponge filter. It's really important that this filter is never cleaned with water from the tap. It must be only cleaned with water from the pond to keep the good bacteria in it. Then the water's getting aerated through the fountain and it's getting delivered up to the top pond to actually flow back over. So if these were, say, Aquarel PFN pumps, this was a gravel tub filter or a pre-filter sponge, then that's going to jet the water up to here, overflow this back into here again. And you can sort of utilize both by putting a gravel tub filter or pre-filter sponge on the inlet here, then having the Clar Pressure or external UV filter here. So you can utilize both within one particular option. So things are important. If you do go for this option, you've got a UV that's going to help to keep the water nice and clear and help to increase the amount of stock that you can have without the water going green. You need to make sure that all your biological medias are cleaned in tank water, not tap water. You've got to make sure that your surface is agitated as much as possible, and you'll really have quite a good but basic setup. Then it's all about how to conceal. Like, I mean, if this was the dead side, you might not mind a piece of hose going across there. Otherwise, Universal Rocks have got a lot of really great products, such as you could put a Universal Rock pump cover over this, so you actually don't really see any of that. You can also get a Universal Rock wall panel to put over here, so that will also conceal this pipe. So there are various very easy things you can do which will conceal any pipe work, including plants. So this is a very cheap, very easy way of filtering a pond for this sort of situation. This is obviously a picture of a formal pond that I've done, but if it was a natural pond with like a round pond and a round pond, the principle is exactly the same. Offering UV if you can, and offering biological filtration and plenty of surface agitation and oxygen.